Unlock your potential 5 steps to build self-discipline. We're diving into a crucial topic, self-discipline. Think about it. Every successful person you know, every person who's ever achieved something great, they all have one thing in common: self-discipline. So let's explore 5 actionable steps to build self-discipline and transform your life. All right, let's dive right in. Step 1 to building unshakable self-discipline is setting crystal clear goals. And I don't mean those vague, wishy-washy, I want to be healthier kind of goals. I'm talking about goals that are so specific, so measurable, so achievable, relevant, and time-bound that you could practically taste them. Think of it like this. If you don't know where you're going, any path will do, right? But when you have that clear destination in mind, suddenly you're motivated, you're focused, and you're unstoppable. So grab a notebook and a pen, because we're about to get clear on those dreams. What is it that you truly want to achieve? Write it down. Now break it down. What are the smaller, actionable steps you need to take to get there? Remember, your goals should be challenging, but they should also be realistic. Start small, build momentum, and watch how those small wins fuel your self-discipline fire. Now that you have your goals locked in, let's move on to step 2, which is all about creating a routine that sets you up for success. Now let's talk about routine. A solid routine is like having a superpower in your back pocket when it comes to building self-discipline. Think of it as your secret weapon against procrastination and overwhelm. When you have a plan, when you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it, it takes away all the guesswork. No more decision fatigue, no more wasting precious time and energy trying to figure out your next move. Start by designing your ideal morning routine. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. What would make you feel empowered, energized, and ready to conquer the day? Maybe it's a quick workout, 10 minutes of meditation, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee in peace while you map out your day. And don't forget about your evening routine. This is your time to wind down, reflect on your day, and prepare for a restful night's sleep. The key here is to create a routine that works for you, something you can stick to consistently. Remember, consistency is key when it comes to building self-discipline. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Now that we've got your routine sorted, let's move on to step 3, where we'll talk about the power of starting small. Chapter 3. Step 3. Start small, build momentum. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build self-discipline is setting the bar way too high, way too fast. They try to overhaul their entire lives overnight and end up feeling overwhelmed, defeated, and ready to give up. Here's the thing. Building self-discipline is like training for a marathon. You wouldn't expect to go out and run 26 miles on your first day of training, would you? Of course not. You'd start with shorter distances, gradually increasing your mileage over time. It's the same with any goal you set for yourself. Break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Instead of trying to meditate for an hour straight, start with 5 minutes. Instead of committing to writing a whole chapter, aim for 1 page. Remember, it's about building momentum, one small win at a time. Each small step you take, each time you show up for yourself, you're reinforcing that self-discipline muscle. So what's one small step you can take today towards one of your goals? Write it down, commit to it, and watch the magic happen. Now let's move on to step 4, where we'll dive into the incredible power of mindfulness. Chapter 4, Step 4, Practice Mindfulness. Now let's talk about mindfulness. I know it's become a bit of a buzzword lately, but trust me, there's a reason everyone's talking about it. Mindfulness is a game changer when it comes to building self-discipline. Think of it as your secret weapon against distractions, impulses, and that little voice in your head that tells you to hit the snooze button one more time. Mindfulness is all about being present in this very moment, without judgment. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your physical sensations without getting swept away by them. And the best part? You don't need any fancy equipment or years of training to start practicing mindfulness. It's as simple as taking a few deep breaths, noticing the sensations of your feet on the ground, or paying attention to the sounds around you. Start by incorporating just 5 minutes of mindfulness into your day. You can try a guided meditation app, practice mindful breathing exercises, or simply spend a few minutes focusing on your senses. Notice the taste of your food, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the sounds of nature around you. As you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, you'll start to notice patterns. You'll start to see how easily your mind gets distracted, how often you give in to impulses, and how those patterns might be holding you back from reaching your goals. And that's where the real magic happens. Because once you're aware of those patterns, you can start to change them. You can start to make more conscious choices, to resist distractions, and to stay focused on what truly matters. Now let's move on to step 5, where we'll talk about holding yourself accountable. Chapter 5. Step 5. Hold yourself accountable. All right, let's talk about accountability. This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to building self-discipline. Because let's be real, it's easy to set goals. It's easy to talk about change, but it's the follow-through that counts. Think about it. When you have a deadline at work, when you promise a friend you'll meet them for dinner, you show up, right? Why? Because you're accountable to someone else. So how do we create that same level of accountability for ourselves? It's simple. Find your accountability partner. This could be a friend, a family member, a coach, a mentor, or even an online community. The key is to find someone who will support you, encourage you, and hold you accountable to your goals. Share your goals with them, check in with them regularly, and celebrate your wins together. Knowing that someone else is rooting for you, that someone else is expecting you to show up, can be incredibly motivating. And here's another powerful accountability tool. Track your progress, use a planner, a journal, an app, whatever works for you. The act of tracking your progress, of seeing how far you've come, can be incredibly motivating.